Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Today I am joining MK, Miranda, and Rebecca with the Paw Your Way into Our Hearts series, and I'm combining it with 14 Days of Christmas. The Paw Your Way into Our Hearts is a puppy or cat, or I guess pet maybe, related series, and I am documenting my dog and my son's dog today. And this is our first Christmas with these two dogs, and they got a little bit of an early Christmas gift from my son and his girlfriend. It was like a large tub of dog treats, and the gift was all wrapped up, and the kids were trying to get the dogs to unwrap them, which should be a no-brainer for my dog because she chews everything else apart and knows very well how to shred paper. But she was very reluctant to do it in front of everybody else while we're sitting there watching her, trying to get her to do it. So anyway, that is what they're doing in these photos. He's trying to get them, like, she would gently grab the paper and rip a little bit off and look at him like, is this okay? Am I going to get in trouble? And his dog kind of did the same thing, and then they were sniffing the treat bucket and all that kind of stuff. So that's what these photos are of. I have 4 photos. I only end up using 3 of them. I'm going to cut out the one that's on the far right. And originally I thought I might use that polka dot paper in the format that it was, kind of like a zigzag going on there. But I end up cutting about a 3 3/4 inch strip of it right through the middle. It's the only strip that is actually 12 inches long, so that is the piece that I'm going to go ahead and use. And I think that's going to work better for my design because I wanted to use a bunch of these tags that were from this Pebbles collection that I've had in my stash for quite a while, and I thought it would be fun to go ahead and use it. The tags are from the Merry Little Christmas collection. It's a 2019 collection. So I've had them in my stash, like I said, for a little while now, and I wanted to get a few of them on the page. I thought it would be really cute to use the ones that say, do not open till December 25th, and no peeking, because obviously they are opening them prior to, actually they opened this gift last night, so these are fresh off the press, and that is another reason I'm not using the, the main reason I'm not using the 49 and Market collection that I have been using for 14 Days of Christmas. So I kind of veered off this week because, well, I do have a few more layouts done with it, but I knew I was going to run out at some point, so I wanted to go ahead and filter a couple of these in because I had this hop today, and I thought this paper really worked better, and this is from this year, it's current, whereas all of the other photos that I'm documenting with the 49 and Market stuff are all from, you know, I think, what am I documenting, 2010? Oh my goodness, I can't even remember. I think it's 2010. Anyway, they're all from the same Christmas, and so I didn't want to just pull out some of it and use it for this year when I go to document this year, it's not going to probably match. That's not to say that I'm going to be using this particular collection that I'm working with on today's video for all of this year, but I did pull a bunch of stuff from my stash. I do have quite a bit of Christmas paper here. The main reason that I bought the 49 and Market was because I needed something new. I've had a lot of this paper for quite some time. The newest stuff I have in there is from 2019, and so I thought I would go ahead and purchase something new for this year just to inspire me to go ahead and use it. So that's why I was using the 49 and Market. And you're going to see a couple more layouts still with the 49 and Market stuff. So if that is something that you want to see, come back and check it out. So I'm going to make this string of tags go across the top of the layout. I just got to figure out what it's going to hang from, because right now it looks like it's kind of dangling like in midair. Like it's not, it needs something up there to kind of hold it. So I found this green strip. It is a branding strip from the 49 and Market collection, but it's just green, and it's kind of a mottled color of green, which goes well because in the polka dot paper there are multiple colors of green. There's 2 colors of green and kind of a minty color. which is actually leaning a little bit towards the blue. So I thought that would work well. And then I cut these black strips using my favorite punch from Do Crafts. It's a large border punch, a large scalloped border punch from X-Cut or Do Crafts. And I got mine. I've actually had one of these for many years. I thought I lost it recently, so I ordered a new one on Amazon and then quickly found the original one. So I now have two, and which is okay by me, because if one ever fails, this is my favorite punch. It's always good to have a backup of your favorite things. So I'm not sad about it at all. So I'm going to have a little bit of this black peeking out between the layer of the green and the polka dot paper. I only have 2 strips of the green. The diagonal one at the top is not going to be used. I originally thought about using it, but I decided not to. I wanted something that had more solid color in it, so that's why I went with the opposite green, or the other green. And since I only have 2 of those green strips, I'm going to have one at the very top of the page and one at the bottom of the page. I do have 3 of these black scalloped pieces, and I am going to use one of those in the center of the page, but I'm not adding any green there, mostly because my photos are going to actually cover up quite a bit of that, but I still wanted to have that dark black piece in there, because it just provided a little bit of a nice transition between the polka dot paper and the white paper. So I thought that worked well, and I really like the way that it ends up looking. I did have a little bit of an issue with the black paper being a tad bit longer than the white paper, and so I was just trimming those little edges off, and I'm not sure why that is. I don't know what's up with that piece of black paper. It seems to be a little bit larger than 12 inches. So now I decided I'm going to go ahead and ink up all of my little tags, give them a little bit of a black border, just to provide a little bit of contrast on top of the white paper, because there's no color underneath them or anything, and some of these tags are white, but they're also kind of like, the pink is kind of soft in color, and so I wanted to just help them to pop just a bit. Now I don't want them to hang perfectly. I want the string to look a little bit discombobulated or tangled, or whatever you want to call it, but making it look naturally that way is not always the easiest thing, so it takes me a little bit of playing around to kind of figure out how I want it. I'm kind of putting my tweezers to work there to hold one of the loops in place, so that I can kind of see how long I need my string to be before I cut it, because I don't want to cut it too short before I get all of the loops and the right amount of dangliness. That's not even a word, but to get the right arc of the tags kind of hanging down. Hopefully that makes sense. I am popping a few of these tags up onto some foam tape. Not all of them, just the ones that are kind of on the top layer. The 2 skinny ones, the green one that says no peeking, and the red one that says from Santa, are both popped up. And then on the opposite side, the white one that says no peeking is popped up, and same with the pink one to the right of it. So just to give a little bit more depth and definition and visual interest. And I really like how that looks. And then I'm going to use my liquid glue to adhere them. I find that works best once you kind of get them in place. You can use the liquid glue, and you can kind of slide them around just a little bit as needed to make them hang exactly where you want them. To me, it's a little bit easier than using my ATG gun, where I have to peel it up and kind of move it just a slight bit to the right, or, a smidge to the left, nudge it up. It's just easier just to use a liquid glue for that. And plus, I usually use my liquid glue anyway when I'm using foam tape because I feel like it's going to hold over time better. And now, since I've kind of moved everything around, I'm playing around with the string a little bit more because it looked a little too stretched out in that upper loop above the snowman tag. So I was playing with that a little bit. I'm also now adding a little bit more foam to the top of the tags that are lifted up because originally I just had added it to the bottom, but I want to make sure that it has plenty of support from top to bottom, so I'm adding a little bit there now that I've got them placed where I want them. And that string is really kind of free to move around a little bit, with the exception of like 2 staples that I have in it. And I am pulling one of the staples because I end up moving the string over just a tiny bit, but it doesn't really, like, once I get it placed, it covers up the staple holes anyway, so it's not like I've left some staple holes in my page and you can see them. So I'm kind of happy with the way that that looks now, and now I'm going to work on getting my photos matted, putting them on some black paper. I did trim the photos down to be 3 by 3 and 3 1/4. I think 3 1/4, or maybe 3 1/2. Anyway, they were originally 3 by 4 ish. I print on my selfie printer, and it doesn't print a true 3 by 4. It's slightly smaller, so these were slightly smaller than 3 by 4, but now they are even smaller. They are a little bit smaller than 3 inches wide by, I think I did it down to 3 1/4 inches tall. And that gives me a little more real estate, and it really kind of cuts out all of the excess stuff that was in the photos, because there was not really anything else to see except more carpet, which has a distracting pattern on it, and some wall in the background, and it wasn't anything that was needed. I did have a little bit of smudge of ink on my white background, so that was a sand eraser that I was using to pull that off. It doesn't do real good if, like, you've dropped a pen on there and it's a lot of ink, but if you just like, the ink has transitioned from maybe one of those tags or something like that when it was still a little bit wet, then you can kind of pull some of that up. And then I pulled out some acrylic hearts. I've had these in my stash a while now. I thought I might try to use the candy canes that are kind of underneath my right hand there, but I end up going with these hearts instead, and I pulled silver and red. And the main reason for the silver is because that black string across the top actually has a silver metallic strand in it, and so I thought that the silver would work nicely. Now I'm going to add these 2 little labels here, or tabs, and those are from the 49 and Market collection, but they go well with this, so I went ahead and am going to use those. That's terrible English. I went ahead and pulled those so that I can use them, and that's where my journaling is going to go. I'm not adding a ton of journaling. I am just basically saying this is our first Christmas with these 2, and they got an early Christmas gift. It is really late at night, you guys, and so yeah, hence my English is terrible. So first Christmas with these 2, and they are getting an early Christmas gift, and that is about it. Thanks for watching, you guys. Don't forget to check out the other gals playing along. I will put their channel links down below for you so that you can easily get to them. And I really appreciate it. I will see you guys again Saturday for another Christmas video for 14 Days of Christmas. And I hope that you guys are having a wonderful holiday season. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.